According to a controversial scientist, the first successful human head transplant ever has officially been carried out. It was performed on a corpse in China after an 18-hour operation, led by Dr. Xiaoping Ren, who also performed a successful head transplant last year on a monkey. More on this today on IO. What is good, head swapping potatoes? Welcome back to Inform Overload. I'm Charlotte, and today we're talking about the first successful human head transplant that was performed on a corpse. Oh, I'm sorry, did you expect it to be performed on a live human being? Oh hell no! Before that can happen, it needs to be determined if it's possible to successfully reconnect the spine, nerves, and blood vessels. And the only way to do that safely is to perform the transplant on someone who's already dead first. A controversial Italian scientist named Sergio Canavero announced at a press conference in Vienna that a team in China had succeeded in transferring a head from one cadaver and connecting it to the body of another. There have been successful head transplants performed on rats before. What happened was, 14 of the specimens only survived for an average of 36 hours. Canavero said that in order to do this, a special pump and silicone tubes were used to allow adequate blood supply to the donor's brain until the head could be connected. Performing this procedure on humans is what bioethicists call reckless. At this time, many transplant surgeons claim that no one has been able to repair a spinal cord that has been cut. The thing about head transplant is that even if one is successfully performed on a live human being, there's no way that the transplanted head will have the same memories, personality, or consciousness when it's hooked up to a new body. When Canavero claimed that a successful head transplant was performed on a monkey, yeah, it was, but the monkey didn't regain consciousness. Even if it had, it probably would have been paralyzed indefinitely. There's still a long way to go before a real live human head transplant is successfully carried out. We don't know how to fix damaged nerves yet, and there's also the question of whether or not the new body will accept the head and vice versa. So where do we go from here? Sergio Canavero said that the next step is performing a head swap on a brain-dead organ donor. I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. Alrighty, I'm gonna respond to a couple of comments. Junglor said, "Wow, this channel and Charlotte are awesome." Well, you're awesome. The Don said, "Do you have ears?" No. Cloverload said, "Today at school I was walking through the comments and I'm not even joking, I see a potato roll across the ground. It's a sign. It's a sign from the potato god."
Yes, it really is such a complicated process, and the surgeon planning this operation says it'll take around 150 medical staff 36 hours to complete. The first step is to freeze the head and body in order to stop the brain cells from dying. The neck will then be cut and the tubes connecting the key arteries and veins fitted. The next step will be the biggest challenge. Now, this is cutting the spinal cord, and doctors will be using an extremely fine blade made from diamond to minimize the damage here. The head will then be moved from the donor body and the spinal cords will be fused together using a special type of glue. Now, once all that is in place, it is a race against time to reattach all the remaining muscles, veins, and the organs like the esophagus. Once the skin is stitched together by a plastic surgeon, the patient will be kept in an induced coma for 4 weeks to allow everything to heal. It really is an extremely intricate procedure.
So, Valerie Spiridonov wants to undergo that procedure, that surgery. Dr. Hillary is here alongside you. Well, Valerie, it's fantastic to meet you, and thanks so much for coming in.